Auditor PSUs, public sector undertakings. Categories of PSUs. PSUs are of three types: departmentally managed undertaking, which form part and parcel of government activities. Example, railways, postal services. Second category is government companies and deemed government companies under Companies Act 2013, and corporations set up under specific act of legislation. Example, LIC, UTI, etc. What is meant by government company? Government company means a company in which not less than 51% paid up share capital is held by central government or state government, or partly by central government and partly by one or more state governments, and includes a company which is subsidiary of such government company. In India, PSU audit is performed by Comptroller and Auditor General of India (CAG) through Indian Audit and Accounts Department. PSU audit can be performed by CAG or by any independent auditor regarding the work outsourced. So, if any work is outsourced, it can be done by independent auditor. PSU audit can be performed by independent auditor also under the supervision of CAG. Number of organizations subject to audit of CAG is very large. This includes all government departments and offices, including railways, posts, and telecommunications, public commercial enterprises controlled by the government, that is, government companies, non-commercial autonomous bodies and authorities owned or controlled by state government or union government, authorities and bodies substantially financed by union or state revenues. As per Companies Act 2013, in case of government company, CAG has power to direct auditor the manner in which accounts of the company are audited, and auditor shall submit audit report which includes directions issued by CAG, actions taken thereon, and its impact on accounts and financial statements of the company. CAG and committees. CAG status as per Indian Constitution. Article number 148 to 151 of the Constitution gives special status to CAG and safeguard his independence. Article number 148, appointment of CAG by President and special procedure for removal of CAG only on grounds of proven misbehavior or incapacity. Article number 148, appointment of CAG. CAG appointment will be done by President. Remuneration. CAG remuneration is equivalent to Supreme Court judge remuneration. Remuneration should be non-votable. Non-votable means parliamentary members will not vote. Independent committees will decide the remuneration of CAG. After retirement, he will not be eligible for reappointment on of any office under central government or state government. Removal of CAG on the grounds of proven misbehavior or incapacity. For removing the CAG, at least two-third resolution is required in each house of the parliament, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Next, Article number 149, perform such duties and access such powers as prescribed under CAG Act 1971. Article number 150, on CAG advise President to prescribe form in which accounts of the union and state shall kept. Article number 151, audit report of CAG and accounts of central government or state government should be submitted to President or Governor of the state and to be laid before Parliament or state legislative assemblies. Committees. For PSU audits, there are three types of committees. First one, Public Accounts Committee, PAC, Estimates Committee. Next, Committee on Public Undertakings, COPU. Parliament and state legislatures have constituted specialized committees to which these audit reports and annual accounts automatically stand referred. First committee is Public Accounts Committee, PAC. This is done after expenditure. After incurring of expenditure, this audit will be done by Public Accounts Committee. It is the duty of Public Accounts Committee to satisfy itself that monies were disbursed legally on purpose to which they were applied, expenditure incurred was authorized, reappropriation has been made as per the provisions made, and examine CAG report on accounts of autonomous and semi-autonomous bodies. Second type of committee is Estimates Committee. Estimates Committee performs audit before incurring of expenditure. This committee examines the estimates with a view to report what economies, improvements in organization, efficiency, or administrative reform consistent with policy may be affected. Estimates committee suggests alternative policies. It examines whether money is well laid out within limit. They suggest form in which estimates shall be presented to the parliament. Third type of committee is Committee on Public Undertakings, COPU. COPU exercises same financial control on PSUs as PAC, Public Accounts Committee, access over functioning of government departments. Functions of committee are examine reports and accounts of public undertakings, examine reports of CAG on public undertakings, examine autonomy and efficiency of public undertakings, access such other functions vested in PAC and Estimates Committee as not covered above and allotted by Speaker from time to time. CAG's role. CAG's C&SA plays a key role in functioning of financial committees of parliament and state legislatures. He has recognized as friend, philosopher, and guide of the committees. It is ensured as follows. His reports generally form basis of committees working. He scrutinizes notes submitted by ministries to committees to check correctness of the submissions. Elements of PSU audit. Audit of all PSUs have following basic elements. There are three parties: auditor, responsible party, and intended users. There will be subject matter, criteria, and subject matter information. Types of engagements. There are two types of engagements: attestation engagement, direct reporting engagement. Financial audits are always attestation engagements, whereas compliance audit and performance audits are generally direct reporting engagements. Next, financial audit. Financial audit is primarily conducted to express an audit opinion on financial statements to enhance a degree of confidence of intended users in financial statements. C&AZ shall express an opinion as to whether financial statements are prepared as per applicable financial reporting framework. Compliance audit. Compliance audit is independent assessment of whether given subject matter is in compliance with applicable criteria. Concern. Compliance audit is concerned with regularity, adherence to criteria emanating from applicable laws and regulations. Propriety. Observance of observance of principles governing financial management of officials. Perspective. Compliance audit is generally conducted either in relation with audit of financial statements or separately as individual compliance audit or in combination with performance audit. Performance audit. What is meant by performance audit? Performance audit is an objective and systematic examination of evidence for providing independent assessment of performance of government organization, program, activity, or function to improve public accountability and facilitate decision making. Objectives of performance auditing are evaluation of economy, efficiency, and effectiveness of policies, programs, organization, and management. Issues addressed by performance audit. Economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. First one, economy. It is minimizing cost of resources used for activity with appropriate quantity, quality, and at best price. Efficiency. It is the input-output ratio. Efficiency is achieved when output is maximized at minimum input or input is minimized for any given output. Aspects to be looked to assess efficiency. Sound procurement practices are followed. Resources are properly protected and maintained. Human, financial, and other resources are efficiently used. Optimum amount of optimum amount of resources and efficient operating processes are used. Objectives of public sector programs are met cost effectively. Next, effectiveness. It is the extent to which objectives are achieved and relationship between intended and actual impact of activity. In audit effectiveness, assess whether objectives of the public sector program are proper and consistent with the policy, determine extent to which program achieves desired results, assess effectiveness of the program and individual program components, assess compliance with the laws and regulations program applicable to the program, identify ways of making programs work more effectively. Planning for performance audit. Factors should be considered while planning a performance audit. Our following steps are suggested to the auditors for planning while conducting performance audit. First one, understanding the entity or program. It is the starting point of planning individual performance auditor. Auditor may use following sources for understanding the entity: documents of the entity, legislative documents, policy documents, academic or special research, past audits, media coverage, special focus groups. Next, define objective and scope of audit. Audit objectives should be defined in a crisp and clear manner. Defining scope mainly focuses on nature, timing, and extent of audit. Determining audit criteria. Audit criteria are standards used to determine whether program meets expectations. They are reasonable and attainable performance standards. Audit criteria can be obtained from following sources: procedure manuals of the entity, policies, standards, directives, and guidelines, criteria used by same entity or other entities in similar programs, independent expert opinion, new or established scientific knowledge, general management literature, and research papers. Deciding audit approach. It involves determining methods and means used for conducting audit. Methods which could be used in conducting performance audit includes analysis of procedures, case studies, use of existing data, surveys, analysis of results, quantitative analysis, developing audit questions. Audit team is required to prepare list of questions to which they would seek answers. Assessing audit team skills. It is essential that a performance auditor possess special aptitude and knowledge so that they perform their tasks effectively and efficiently. Preparing audit design matrix. ADM. Audit team should prepare a audit design matrix. ADM. It highlights data collection and analysis method as well as type of evidence required to support opinion. Establishing timetable and resources. It is significant to determine timetable and desirable resources. Selection of appropriate audit team is most vital component in planning audit. Intimation of a audit program to audit entities. Entities must be intimated about intention of taking up planned performance audit along with scope and extent of audit. Next, comprehensive audit. Comprehensive audit. It is an efficiency cum performance audit which locates areas of weaknesses and extravagance for management information. Areas covered. Areas covered in comprehensive audit naturally vary from enterprise to enterprise depending on nature and operations of the enterprise. Some broad areas are investment decisions, project formulation, capacity utilization, management of plant and machinery, production performance, use of materials, productivity of labor, sales and credit control, budgetary control and internal control, etc. Issues examined are matters covered in reporting. Matters covered in reporting in case of comprehensive audit or issues examined in comprehensive audit are: how does overall capital cost of project compare with approved planned cost? If any substantial increase, whether there is evidence of unnecessary expenditure, has planned rate of return achieved, are systems of project formulation and execution sound, are cost control measures and purchase policies adequate, does enterprise have R&D programs, does enterprise has adequate system of repairs and maintenance, are procedures effective and economical, is there any poor or inefficient project planning? Is there any poor or inefficient project planning? Propriety audit. Propriety audit stands for verification of transactions on the test of public interest, commonly accepted customs and standards of conduct. Principles of propriety audit are: expenditure is not more than occasion demands, and every official exercise same degree of vigilance on expenditure as ordinary person would exercise on own money. Authority exercises its powers of sanctioning expenditure will not accrue to its own advantage. Funds are not utilized for the benefit of a particular person. Apart from agreed remuneration or reward, no other revenue is open to indirectly benefit employees and others. Functions of auditor. Functions of auditor in the context of propriety audit are to see that expenditure incurred are properly planned, see that size of the expenditure are rightful and expected to give maximum results, appraise whether those expenditures are likely to give optimum result, see that any substitute action plan can bring improvement on current operation, examine actions and decisions of management whether they are in public interest. Audit report of CAG. Contents of audit report of CAG: to facilitate proper consideration Reports of CAG on audit of PSUs are presented to Parliament in several parts consisting of following: introduction containing general review of working results of government companies, deemed government companies and corporations, results of comprehensive appraisals of selected undertakings conducted by audit board, resume of companies company auditors report submitted by them under directions issued by CAG, and that of the comments on accounts of government companies. Significant results of audit of undertakings not taken up for appraisal by audit board. For certain specified states, CAG submit a separate audit report to legislature, while for other states there is a commercial chapter in main audit report.